And welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're talking about anger. Is anger masculine or is it feminine? Today I'm sharing with you 9 reasons, let's see if it's 9 at the end of it, why anger is most definitely 100% of the time a feminine thing. Let's enjoy this one. Masculinity, the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors independent of circumstance or environment. Okay? As we know this, let's look at this one. If you're angry, it means that you've gotten offended. Getting offended shows that you care. Caring is a feminine trait. To not care is masculine. Now, obviously, there are some things that we want to care about, but that's up to you as a masculine man if you feel that this is worthy to care about. If someone offends you, it is not worthy to care about. You should not even pay it any attention. Okay? It doesn't deserve your time and attention, but here you are getting angry and offended over something that someone else did or an action or something that happened, and you got offended. You care. No, not okay. It's a feminine thing to get offended. That was number 1. Number 2, these are not in any specific order. I'm just reading them out, just jotted them down on a piece of paper, and it is what it is. Anger is force. Okay, when you're angry, you're trying to force your way so that the other person actually does what you want them to do. Good ideas do not require force. Okay, so a masculine man, he has tons of good ideas. He's in his brain the majority of the time. He's a thinker. He's not a feeler. Okay? Which means that if he is a thinker, he'll have tons of good ideas, which means that it won't require force. Anger is forcing your will on someone else. Number 3. Anger is completely and solely based on you not having any other option. That's when you get angry. If you don't know what other option you have, you begin to get agitated. You begin to get emotional. And then you lash out at someone because you didn't have any other option to present, to offer as a solution, to persuade the other person that you get angry at before you get angry, to persuade them to do, maybe we can do this instead. It's basically the opposite of leadership. Anger is not leadership. Anger is being a little twat. Leadership is persuasion, because you want to make sure that that person that you're, on the opposite side of the table from, that they like you at the end of this conversation. Okay? Because if they get upset or they basically take, you vented your anger on them and then they take what you said, they might even do what you wanted them to do out of fear. But you don't want to win the battle. You want to win the war with that person. Which leads me to the next one. I was talking about scarcity. Scarcity, when you're a man, is feminine. A masculine mindset, when you're a man, is abundance, right? So we have abundance. So if you have abundance, you have tons of options. So you're not limited to this one option of I've got to be angry right now or else. Okay. The 4th one that I was getting to was it is based on what you feel right now. Okay. If you cool down and get some more understanding about the situation, you might not be so angry anymore. Okay. So it is based on the now. The now is being feminine, being a now creature. Masculinity understands the past, the present, and the future and brings it all together into the now in order to make the best decision. Getting angry is a horrible decision because it alienates people from you. It pushes them away, even though they might do the thing that you want them to do temporarily for you. You want to try and build leadership. Masculinity is leadership. And as you grow in your leadership role, you'll get less and less and less angry at people. Because you'll notice that that's what works. Which I'm going to get to in a second. Okay. Number 5, I guess. You don't want to feel angry. No one wants to feel angry. Why would you ever want to feel anger? What do you want to feel? You want to be filled with joy, bliss, and happiness at all times and in all places, everywhere, every time. Anger does not fit together with joy, bliss, and happiness. If you're angry, you're not joyful and happy. Okay? So it's opposites. It's darkness. You cannot have light and darkness be in the same place at the same time. If you're joyful, blissful, and happy, you won't get angry. Because you know that everything is going to eventually work out. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you're not in control of your thoughts. If you were in control of your thoughts, you'd actually be like, this emotion won't serve me in this situation. So I'm actually going to choose to find the silver lining in the situation and get fired up outside my brain about this problem and about this person giving me this hindrance, okay? And I'll find a solution. But anger is not going to be it. Get fired up outside your brain about your problems. If you haven't checked out my videos about getting excited about your problems, you should definitely check them out. Scroll through, the masculine mindset playlist. I've developed the playlist a lot lately, so you should check it out. Again, they're not in a specific order. Number 6, anger is an emotion. Okay, you feel angry. Feeling. Okay, intense emotions. Where does that belong? If you're a man, it doesn't belong in you. Okay, you could have intense emotions at any given point in time if you choose to have intense emotions. That's a different story. I'd love to be filled with joy, bliss, and happiness. That's an intense emotion, right? But that's an emotion that I choose to feel. Anger is something that I don't want to choose to have in me, right? So it's a feeling. And if it's an intense emotion that you don't want to have, it's feminine. If you realize how insignificant the problem is in the big scheme of things, right? You won't be as angry. Like, how important is the thing that you're so obsessed about right now? Like, how important is it? Usually, when you actually blow up and get angry, it is an accumulation of a lot of things over an extended period of time, and then you blow up and you get angry, right? So that thing that you actually ended up getting angry about is completely insignificant. It's the accumulation of things over time that was the problem. Well, guess what? If you're masculine, there is no such thing as an accumulation of negative things in your life. You're fired up outside your brain all the time by everything that comes your way, right? That's when you begin to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. That's how your life is going to get. You're going to get excited about problems. You're going to want more problems. But more problems as a result of you getting rid of problems, right? Because you solved them. Not because you enjoy problems and stack them, right? You understand it. Okay. Another aspect on the anger is an emotion aspect, which is feminine, is the thought of, after you've been angry at someone and maybe you've done some things that was not right, or you've hurt someone with your words, right? Very often you go back there and you're like, I wasn't thinking. Again, confirming to us that this was emotions that were not controlled and that you didn't control your thinking. Okay, next. You're seeking to be understood instead of seeking to understand. Okay, I have that as one of the things on the 3 in Love Instagram _ 3 in Love on Instagram. One of the highlights on there. That's the post we have there. When you're angry, very often throughout the entire time, you're saying, "Do you understand?" Okay? "Do you get me?" Okay, blah, blah, blah. And you threaten and maybe do whatever you're doing when you're angry. Okay? And maybe even try to, like, it's ridiculous what people do when they're angry, okay? Like, you don't negotiate with terrorists. Any person who gets angry is a terrorist. Okay, so you gotta stop negotiating with them, meaning giving them time and attention. It's ridiculous. Don't do it. But if you are an amazing leader, you'll actually will give them some time and attention because you can solve the problem like this. Do you see the difference? It's like almost 3 levels to it. The one is where you get angry and pissed at the other person and you guys keep escalating the problem until it gets worse and worse and worse. The next level is, I'm just going to walk away, right? And the third level of leadership in many ways, when it comes to anger, is like you actually solve the problem. You become friends with the person who actually had a problem with you. Okay? We're taking it to a massively new level. Trying to seek to understand what the other person is trying to get at. Why is he so angry? Why is he upset? Why is he offended? Okay, let me try to understand him. Hey, you know what? I completely understand your point. This is what happened. Maybe we can find a solution. I'd love to work with you. Let me know if we can. Blah, blah, blah. Way better, man. Do you understand how many wars that have been fought over silly arguments between the leaders? Okay, how many lives have been lost as a result of anger issues because men have been feminine? Leaders have been feminine. Sending soldiers into war as a result. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. Masculinity. We believe in truth. We're men of truth. The definition of truth on our channel is that which works in the long run and in the big scheme of things. Anger doesn't work. It doesn't give you the end goal in mind. It doesn't give you the dreams and goals. It doesn't give you anything. The people you're trying to change will actually be upset with you and probably escalate the situation even more and be angry in return. So it might turn into violence, and then you can risk your health, your life, and serious injury. And that puts your family at risk. And as a masculine man, you're supposed to protect and provide. What are you gonna do if you're dead? Okay? It doesn't help very much. Don't get angry. And the last one I've got here is anger. Last one but not least. Anger is blaming. When you do not blame, when you take full responsibility, I am responsible. Remember? One of my latest videos. You don't get angry. It's your fault. Why would you get angry at someone else when it's your fault? Wait, well, how can it be my fault? It's always your fault. Now, obviously, you don't need to necessarily say, oh, I'm sorry, I was the one who did it. Like if you had a car crash or whatever, because you get problems with the insurance company, etc., etc. But you are part of it. You're responsible. And it's better in your head to take 100% responsibility for it, and then you work out the details with the insurance company and all that stuff later. But you personally take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life. That saves you from getting angry with anyone. Okay? It's obviously not your fault that you're angry. It's their fault or their behavior or actions. If they hadn't done this, I would not be angry. Like, for example, if your girlfriend cheats on you or something like that, why would you get angry when it's your fault that she cheated on you in the first place? Oh, Joseph, it's not my fault. Ignorance, okay, is not bliss. If you understand female nature, your woman will never cheat on you. It's ignorance that causes it. Okay? And if you're saying that, no, that's not the case, Okay, this is obviously another story. I should probably make a full-blown video on just that subject because a lot of men these days are getting cheated on. But you got to understand that someone who is a god, okay, who is amazing, and he actually fulfills emotionally his women completely, and they're fired up outside their brain at all times. Why on earth would those women cheat? That doesn't make any sense. If you actually understand female nature and what actually emotionally fulfills them at all times and in all places, and you're able to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors so that your attitude is at an amazing point, etc., etc., why would women cheat on you? They don't. Women are extremely loyal if you're amazing, okay? So I'm just taking that aspect to another level. Who is responsible for everything that happens in your life? Oh yeah, that's right. It's you. You're responsible. And there's no point or benefit in being angry with yourself. Because if you're angry with yourself, that's basically just negative self-talk, which means that you're taking a massive detour from solving the problem. If you're angry with yourself, you're spending time diversifying. Okay, you're basically, oh, I'm angry with myself, right? You're responsible. You're angry with yourself. And yet the problem remains there, unsolved. You don't got time to be angry at anyone, including yourself. You gotta find the time to solve the problems, to actually find solutions to your issues and problems, man. Anger will never be one of them. There's no such thing, I repeat, there is no such thing as righteous indignation. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you guys in the next one.